Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. This week we're going to be talking more about PCOS and the side effects and what it does to you emotionally and all those things, and some myths about PCOS. So as I explained last week, PCOS is polycystic ovarian syndrome. Now PCOS is a hormonal problem. It's a hormonal condition. So there's nothing wrong with your organs per se, but it's a hormonal condition. So the three hormones that we're talking about here are androgens. Now androgens are like testosterone. They are man hormones, and every woman has these hormones. It's just women with PCOS have these hormones more than the required amount that should be in our bodies. These hormones are the ones that lead to hair loss or too much excess hair. Like I explained last week, that some of the symptoms are hair loss or excess hair. So when you see hair loss and excess hair in women with PCOS, it's those androgen hormones that are in excess in our bodies that are causing such. The other hormone we're talking about here is insulin. Now insulin manages your blood sugar in your body, and so women with PCOS, their bodies don't react the way they're supposed to. The insulin is not working the way it's supposed to in regards to sugar. That is why there will be weight gain and all this difficulty losing weight and all of that. It's because of the insulin in your body not doing what it's supposed to, not being there in the amounts that it's supposed to, or not working the way it's supposed to. And the last hormone we're talking about here is progesterone. Now women with PCOS have little progesterone, which is a problem. If you know how the cycle of a woman works, progesterone is very, very important hormone. They call it the pregnancy hormone, and it is not there sufficiently in a woman with PCOS. Okay, so some of the symptoms that are caused by all of these hormonal imbalances are oily skin, loss of hair, excess hair, weight gain, trouble losing weight, headaches, and all these symptoms might seem normal to a person who doesn't know what's going on. Skipped periods, those are all the kind of symptoms that every woman with PCOS will report. You don't have to have all of the symptoms. Like I don't have all the symptoms. I don't have hair loss, thank God. I'm not struggling with hair loss, but I am struggling with excess hair. Legs tend to be a bit hairier than normal women. Armpit hair grows really fast and rapidly, but other than that, I don't have all the symptoms of PCOS as some women do. And one of the symptoms I'm struggling with, or symptom I struggle with the most, is irregular periods. Now, one of the myths with PCOS, let's get into the myths. One of the myths with PCOS is that every woman with PCOS has irregular periods. That is not true. Some women with PCOS have regular periods. They go on their periods every single month. They have normal 21-day or 29-day cycles, and they go on their periods. That is a myth. Not every woman with PCOS has skipped periods. So you might be watching this right now and thinking, oh, I'm fine because I have my period every month. And you might not be fine. You might still have PCOS with regular periods, because remember I said it's a hormonal problem. So you might not have all the symptoms because some of your hormones, those three hormones I mentioned, maybe one of them is working properly, your progesterone is fine, and so your periods are okay. So not every woman has the same type of PCOS and the same symptoms of PCOS. You might have other symptoms more than others. So that's a myth. The second myth about PCOS that I'm going to deal with, that is very, very important, is that people think that people with PCOS are infertile. That is not true. You are not infertile with PCOS. PCOS does not mean you cannot have children. PCOS just makes the process more difficult. There are steps and things that you're going to do, like I'm going to show in this whole journey with you guys, what to do to combat PCOS. You can reduce the symptoms of PCOS. You can cure it. I'm using that in the lightest way because there is no cure for PCOS, but you can reduce the symptoms and have a healthy life with PCOS and actually really reduce all those symptoms that it comes with. I can regulate my periods with a certain lifestyle. So that's gonna come in my next video. But I just want to stress the fact that people with PCOS are not infertile. Women with PCOS are not infertile. That is a myth, and that's something that also comes with lack of knowledge, which is something I had in the beginning when I found out I had PCOS. I think the first thing that went through my mind was, oh, okay, that means I can't have children. That is not true, and I feel like doctors will also contribute in putting out that kind of information. When you are at a doctor's office and you are confused about PCOS and you ask them, they generally say, when you ask them, doctor, am I gonna have kids? They don't give you a straight answer, which automatically makes you think, okay, that means I can't have kids, or I might not have kids. So that is not true. Many women have given birth, have had normal pregnancies, and have 5-10 children with PCOS. So it is not true. Women with PCOS are not infertile. They just have hormonal imbalances. Now, the last thing we're going to touch on this video is the emotional effects of PCOS. Now, it's a condition that has your body, but it also very much has your mind. So when I started wanting to do this channel and broadcasting my private life, I had issues with the fact that, you know, in our black culture, it's actually not normal for me to be doing what I'm doing. A lot of you might actually be judging me watching right now, thinking, how can you tell us all these things? It's intimate things. But I feel like for me, this is therapeutic because of all the emotional effects that come with PCOS. Me doing this and broadcasting my personal business and my personal life, it is very therapeutic. So because the emotional things that come with having PCOS and learning more about it and finding out what you need to do to cure it or to minimize the symptoms, it is very taxing on your emotions, on your brain, on your self-esteem, on all these things. Because I mean, a lot of women, especially in our black culture, self-esteem and women and motherhood are in the same WhatsApp group, you know. Women who don't have children and are struggling to conceive have a low self-esteem because of that. You get married and that becomes a thing that everyone is now looking at you going, when are you having a baby? When are you having a baby? And you know, meanwhile, what's going on. So it has a lot of emotional things that come with having PCOS. And I mean, you can't walk around telling everybody, oh no, I'm trying, I just gonna take me a minute, you know. So there's a lot of emotional baggage that comes with this diagnosis, and I think also a lack of knowledge from other people makes my life more difficult. And I think that's another reason why I did this, so that I can teach people about PCOS. And when you do come across someone who has it, you are now more understanding. If you're watching this and you have PCOS, then you know that you're not alone. I am struggling with the same emotional baggage that you're struggling with. And you know, I have days where I'm just like, this is unfair and I don't want to try it, and I don't, you know, I feel like people sneeze and have children, and you need to go through a whole lot of things to just conceive, something that people take so lightly. You know, there are women out there who are on a diet, going to the gym just to have a kid, not to look good, but just to have children. So yeah, I just wanted to highlight those emotional baggage issues. I wanted to highlight the symptoms. I wanted to highlight what PCOS is, which is a hormonal imbalance, and that's what we are covering on today's video. Okay, I think it was a bit heavy now. Okay, next week we're going to be covering my journey, what I am doing to minimize the symptoms of PCOS. So yeah, I'll see you next week. Please don't forget to like and subscribe and ring on the bell so you can get notifications every time I upload a new video. And please share with your friends and anyone that you know. Thank you for watching. Bye.